Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Om Satyananda Chinta Satyega Pakshe Sarvadhyakshe Bhakti Rakshadhyakshe Shri Govinde Vishwasarga Adikande Purnanande Nityamastam Matirme Agyani Radhirupaiti Avishesham Bhakti Paravajati Parikosha Muchai Tatvam Varam Swarat Durgamam Bhaktajashram Satpunya Pritsvarjitam Pranamami Gitam Gauram Sukhas Satpunada Pramodi Swapi Kriyagostamo Nihanta Shri Krishna Chaitanya Sudhani Dharme मनोत्तिष्ठन् स्वरतिं करोतु प्राचीनवाचः सुविचार्य सोऽहम् अज्ञोऽपि गीतामृतले सलिक्षुः यतः प्रभोरेवमदेक तत्र सन्तक्षमत्वं शरणागतस्य सर्वोपनिषदो गावः दोक्ता गोपानन्दनः पार्थो वत्सः सुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत् गीता सुगीता कर्तव्या विमन्यै शास्त्रविस्तरैः यस्वयं पद्मनाभस्य मुखपद्माद्विनिश्रिता सुधर्मज्ञान वैराग्य साध्य भक्ति गोचरः नारायण परब्रह्म गीता शास्त्रे समेलितः ज्ञान कर्मात्मके निष्ठे योग लक्ष्ये संस्कृते आत्मानुभूति सिद्धर्थे पूर्वशक्तेन चोदिते अस्थान स्नेह कारुण्य धर्म धर्मदियाकुलं पार्थं प्रपन्नमुद्दिश्य शास्त्र अवतरणं कृतम्. Hare Krishna, welcome you all for this Gita Shastri course after a short maybe long break, maybe 4 days we didn't hear. Today we are in the 10th day. Actually, we have started this course three sessions before, but considering the introduction classes, 5 classes as a part of this course, we can consider today as a 10th day. So in the last session, we have seen the Duryodhana's lamentation that Drishtva tu Pandavaniham Yudam Duryodhanastata Acharya Prasangamya Raja Vachanam Prati. Sanjaya started to narrate what happened in the war field to Dhritarashtra. He was sarcastically saying that your son, that is Duryodhana, who is Raja, he was not actually Raja, but he got so scared after seeing the army arranged in a very beautiful manner. He did not even, the war has not even begun. But just by seeing the army and how they have arranged very beautifully, because Mahabharata, it's a very trained yuddha. It's not like Ramayana yuddha. In Mahabharata, there are 18 vyuhas were used. Vyuhas means different arrangements or different way of arranging the army. So there are 18 vyuhas. And in the first day of the war, the Pandavas, they arranged Vajra Vyuha. The Vyuha was arranged in the form of Vajra. And the Kauravas, they have arranged in the format of Sarvato, Mukha, Danda Vyuha. So if you go to Mahabharata, there are interesting information about how we have to establish these arrangements of army. So when Duryodhana, when he saw this arrangement, he got very scared and he came and he spoke. He narrated the different warriors from both the sides, and then at last he showed his own nature, that is greediness. Even though he had big sainya, he had 11 Akshogini sainya, but still he thought it is not enough. Aparyaptam tadavasmakam phalam bhima bhishma virakshitam paryaptam tadametesham phalam bhima virakshitam. When he saw the Akshogini sainya of his, he said it is not enough. It is not enough. But when he saw Pandava army, Pandava sainya, he said that is complete, that is full. That is the quality of Duryodhana. He is always greedy, even though he had everything, but still he was greedy after the other's property. That is the whole point of this Mahabharata Yuddha. So when he said this, then he started to pinch Dronacharya, then he started to ridicule Bhishma Deva in the manner that he was addressing Bhishma Deva also. Now we are going to see that. Now he came to Bhishma Deva after addressing Dronacharya. Now he comes to Bhishma Deva because Dronacharya was indifferent. He didn't answer anything. He was just silently seeing, and he didn't respond because he knows that this fellow is just blabbering, he's just lamenting, he's just bluffing. He doesn't know what he's talking. Out of fear, he's just bluffing something. So Dronacharya was very grave and he was just still, he didn't speak anything. Then he comes to Bhishma. Now he says, Ayam Yajuda Sarveshu Yata Agamavastitaha Bhishma Veva Virakshantu Bhavatta Sarva Evahi. He says, now he says to his army, now he directly goes to his army and he says, everyone please stay in your place and try to protect Bhishma Deva. Ayana Yashoja. Here the word Ayana is used. What is Ayana? Ayana means we have a vyuha and there are some breaking points or entry point inside the vyuha. So that's called Ayana. So please stay in the breaking points where the enemy army should not come inside and break our vyuha. So Ayana Yashoja Sarvesu Yata Bhaga Avastitaha. And then we also go inside enemy's army. So when you are entering inside enemy's army, you keep your position. Don't change your position. Just stay in your position, because when you enter enemy's army, then when you change your vyuha, when you change your position, then enemy's army can enter inside and they can kill Bhishma there also. So he says, Ayana Sarvesu Yata Bhagam Avastitaha Bhishma Deva Virakshantu. Everyone try to save Bhishma, because Bhishma Deva is already old and he cannot concentrate on everyone. So better we should concentrate and we should save Bhishma. It's actually a very disrespectful thing for Bhishma, because when Duryodhana asked to Bhishma Deva in the beginning of war, how many days you need to finish this Mahabharata Yuddha? Bhishma Deva said, one arrow is enough. Just one arrow, I can finish whole Mahabharata Yuddha. But he said, I will not do that. I'm not going to kill Pandavas. That is the war that Bhishma has taken. If Bhishma would have come with full energy, he can finish war in just 1 second. But he didn't do that. He came for some other purpose. So Bhishma said that I'm not going to kill Pandavas, so war will happen. War will happen. So that is the energy of Bhishma Deva. He can finish Kurukshetra war in one arrow. So to that Bhishma, Duryodhana is telling to everyone, please save Bhishma. I am Yashada Bhagavastitaha Bhishma Eva Virakshantu Bhavantas Sarva Evahi. So in this way, he did not have respect, he did not have trust on Bhishma and Drona also. See the quality of Duryodhana. He did not trust them, he did not respect them, and then he started to order his own army. When Drona and Bhishma were there, he started to order his own army. That is the quality of Duryodhana we see here. So we can see the two personalities here. One is Duryodhana, who is concerned, who is very fearful, who is lamenting, who is worried about the army. And then after some time we are going to see Arjuna. He is also going to be worried when he sees the army. Both were worried. Arjuna, when he saw the army, he was worried, and Duryodhana, when he saw the army, he was also worried. But both their worries are different. Arjuna worried for their benefit, but Duryodhana, he was worried for himself. That is the difference between a devotee and a karmik. The devotee, he always worries about others, but materialistic people, they always think about their own welfare, their own interests, their own victory. So here Duryodhana was just concerned about his own victory, he was not at all concerned about others. That's why he said, they all assembled here to give life for me. He was already he was very confident that everybody is going to die here. That is the quality of Duryodhana. But we see Arjuna, after some time, he is worried. He was thinking about, if these people are going to die for my sake. It's very bad. So here we can see the quality of Duryodhana's selfishness. Then when Duryodhana said this, then what happened? Tasya sanjanayan harsham guru vritta pitamaha simhanadam vinotyo chay shankam dhatmo pratapavan Tata Shankasta Bheryascha Panavanakagomukaha Saha Saivabhya Handyanta Rajaptastumalo Bhavat. Then Bhishma Deva, he responded with his blowing of conch shell. Here it is said, Tasya Sanjanayam Harsham. Harsham means to give happiness. To give happiness to Duryodhana, Bhishma Deva blown his conch. So this shows Duryodhana was worried. The statement is very clear. The Duryodhana was worried, and to keep away his worry, to take away his worry, now Bhishma Deva started to blow his conch. Now we can understand Duryodhana was really worried. He saw the army and he was worried because he saw Krishna was there, so it was complete. So to give happiness, the Bhishma Deva blown his conch. And then it is said here, Simhanadam Vinatyochaihi. Simhanadam means he was roaring, his conch shell was roaring like a lion. So here Sanjay is saying that Bhishma Deva is just like a lion. And now the fellow Duryodhana, he was telling to his army that please take care of Bhishma Deva. It is like you instruct some small mouse that you please take care of this lion. What mouse can do? Mouse cannot take care of lion. Lion has to take care of the whole jungle. So here Bhishma Deva is a commander in chief. So he is the actual person who is taking care of the full army. But instead of telling that, Duryodhana was actually insulting Bhishma Deva, saying, please everyone take care of Bhishma Deva. So what is the use of commander in chief? If commander in chief has to be taken care of, then what kind of commander he is? So here Bhishma Deva was very ferocious. He was actually insulted. He felt disrespectful. So it is said here, Simhanadam Vinatyojayi. Even though he is like a lion, but Duryodhana could not understand that Bhishma Deva's capacity. So he was addressing to all the mouse-like soldiers to take care of Bhishma Deva. So now Bhishma Deva, he said, Tatsya Sanjanayan Harsham Kurvrita Pidamaha Simhanadam Vinatyojayi. He blow his conch to show to Duryodhana, you can talk nicely, but I'm not going to talk. I will talk in the war. So I'm not a person who just speaks nicely, but I'm going to actually show my victory, show my power in the war to ensure that he blow his conch. And then the third meaning is when you start doing any puja, you blow your conch. Right? So here Bhishma Deva is showing that yes, I'm going to do my puja. As a Kshatriya, my puja is to do my Kshatriya dharma. Because Krishna is going to speak that Shreya Padarmo Viduna Paradharma Swanishtita Swadarme Nidanam Shariyaha Paradharmo Vayavaha. So here Bhishma Deva, he says, I don't care about victory or defeat. I care about only Kshatriya dharma. So I'm here to do my Kshatriya dharma and let result goes to Krishna. So in this way, to start his puja, he first blow his conch. And then the other meaning is when you blow conch, then it's a sign of inauspicious also. It says that yes, you are gone. You're not going to come back. Your victory is gone. Something like that. So sometimes it is inauspicious also. It is considered inauspicious also that you're not going to gain victory. Anyway, your victory is gone. To show that he blow his conch. And then it is puja for Bhishma Deva. We will see. We have seen in the Bhagavatam that Bhishma Deva prayer that when Bhishma Deva was throwing arrow on Krishna, it was like a devotee throwing flower on Krishna. So a devotee, he worships Krishna by throwing flower. A Kshatriya like Bhishma Deva, he worships Krishna by means of throwing his arrows. So to start his puja, Bhishma Deva has blown his conch, and to indicate his defeat, to indicate that Duryodhana's defeat, he blow his conch. So Satsahanjanayam Harsham Kuruvrita Pidamaha. Then when Bhishma Deva has started, then everyone started to blow their conches. They started to play their drums, then cymbals, bungles, and then bugles and kettle drums. So many different kinds of instruments. They started to make noise. And at once, what happened? All the sound, they came together, they made a huge noise. Then Kauravas, they stopped making sound. And then now, the Pandava side is described. ततश्वेतैर्हयैर्युक्ते महति स्यन्दने स्थितौ माधवः पाण्डवश्चैव दिव्यौ शङ्खौ प्रदत्मतुः. Here, the dhyana of Bhagavad Gita is given. We know from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Brahmana in Srirangam, he was actually illiterate. He was trying to study Bhagavad Gita, but he couldn't study and he was crying. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and asked, why are you crying? Then he showed this shloka and then he said, who can be like this? The Lord, the Supreme Lord, who has nothing to do with this material world and who is avapta samasta karma, who has already completely full in himself and who is Atmarama, who doesn't have to gain anything from anyone, but still that Sarveshwara, that Paramatma, he became a chariot driver for his devotee. So who can be like this? So what kind of God he is? Who can avoid this kind of God? When I see this, when I read this shloka, my tears start flowing from my eyes. So this is what he said. So this shloka stays as a dhyana shloka for whole Bhagavad Gita. When you meditate on Bhagavad Gita, when you think of Bhagavad Gita, immediately this shloka comes in your mind. That Krishna, he stays on the chariot, which is mentioned here. That Mahati Syandana Stito. It is very glorious chariot. Why? Because it is presented by Agni? No, because Krishna is there. When Krishna is there, everything becomes glorious. If Krishna is not there, nothing is glorious. So here, like this body, in this body, unless the Atma is there, the body has some glory. When Atma leaves, this body has no any glory. So in this way, in this whole material world, when Paramatma, when Lord is there, then everything becomes glorious. Otherwise, when Krishna is not there, then nothing is glorious. So here it is said that his chariot, even though everyone was sitting on the chariot, his chariot is mentioned specifically because Krishna was present in the chariot. So the chariot was connected with 4 white horses. Tatashvete hayayurukthir mahati sanidane stito. Now Krishna is introduced in this Bhagavad Gita. It is said here, Madhava Pandavaschaiva. Both of them both of them were standing. Krishna was also standing and Arjuna was also standing. They were situated, they were standing. And the way they stand, it made 3 worlds to tremble. How they were standing. They were standing in such a pose that when you see their way of standing, the whole 3 world gets trembled. Like now we have here very nice festival, local festival in Madurai. So in the festival, we have a special day called Chitra Paurnami, and it's called Lord comes in a golden chariot and he goes inside Vaigai river and then he saves or he blesses Manduka Rishi. So if you see the Lord, how he comes, it is amazing. There are lakhs and lakhs of people. They are not devotees, common people. Lakhs people they will assemble just to see the Lord in that golden chariot. Lord comes in such a grave manner. We cannot imagine, we cannot explain, we cannot even think about how to even properly say that. But Lord comes in such a brave manner in that golden chariot. So when you see that, become so happy just to get a glimpse. People will be waiting for hours to get that Lord's darshan. The similar way, it's golden horse. In the similar way, here it is mentioned that Lord was sitting or standing on the chariot, and then when they were standing, then everyone was trembling just by seeing him. And then it is said here, Madhava Pandavas Chaiva Divya Shabdo Pradatmatahu. That Krishna is mentioned here as Madhava. This is where Krishna is introduced in Bhagavad Gita, and he was introduced with the name with Madhava. What is Madhava? Even though he appears like a chariot driver, but he's Shriyapati. He is the same Lord. Krishna Lakshmi Stapatnyo. This is what Purushottam mentions. So don't think he's just an ordinary chariot driver, but he is the same Lord who is a consort of Sri Mahalakshmi. He is not an ordinary person. He is always with Mahalakshmi. He is with Mahalakshmi means he is with all kinds of energy, He is with all kinds of qualities, he is all kinds of opulence, he has his same Sarveshwara. Even though he comes down to this material world, he comes with his full opulence, he doesn't decrease, he doesn't degrade himself from his position. That's why it's mentioned here, Madhava Pandavas Chaiva. So here, Madhava, the word Madhava comes from Mad, Mad Dhatu. Mad, it is like Madhu. We say Madhu. Madhu means honey. And we have Madhurya. Madhurya. When Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and Baladev Vidyabhushan, even Rupa Goswami, when they wanted to explain the conjugal love or the highest rasa between Krishna and his devotee, then he uses this word Madhurya Rasa, Madhurya Leela or Madhurya Rasa. So here the Madhava is used in the beginning of Bhagavad Gita. This shows that ultimately the goal of Bhagavad Gita is to gain the love of God. Even though Bhagavad Gita is a philosophical treatise, but ultimately all philosophy ends with loving God, with Madhurya Rasa. So here the Gaudiya Acharyas, they explain us in a very beautiful manner. Ultimately, Bhagavad Gita is bringing us to this Madhurya Rasa. Then it is mentioned that Krishna and Arjuna, both they were situated on the chariot and they started to blow the Divya Shanko Pradat Madhu. They blow the transcendental conch. Panchajanyam Rishikesho Devadattam Dhananjaya Paundram Tatvam Mahashankam Bhima Karmanavrukodaraha Anandavijayam Raja Kunti Putro Yudhishthiraha Navalasaha Devascha Sugosho Manipushpako. Then again we have mentioning of different conches. That is Krishna's conchal is called Panchajanyam. Panchajanyam Rishikesha. Here Rishikesha is used. Why Rishikesha is used here? Because even though Krishna has taken a vow that he is not going to fight, but he can control the senses of all the people here. That's why the word Rishikesha means one who can control all the senses. So he is going to control, he is going to direct all the senses of the army, of Pandava's army, in the direction of victory. So it's called Rishikesha. And then the word Rishikesha is used here. Why? Because like Krishna is going to control the army and he's going to direct the senses for victory. Similarly, Krishna is going to control our senses and also he is going to make us to the direction of victory, that is Madhurya. So without controlling your senses, you cannot attain this Madhurya Rasa. You cannot understand this Madhurya Leela. So first of all, you need to have sense control. For the sense control, we need the mercy of Rishikesha. So Rishikesha, by means of Rishikesha, we can achieve Madhava. By means of controlling our senses, the Madhava can be achieved. That's why the names are connected. Even if you see in Vishnu Sahasranama, the names were connected very beautifully by Parashara Bhatta. So here also sometimes the names are very nicely connected. So here he says Rishikesha. Then Devadattam Dhananjaya. Arjuna is called Dhananjaya. He blown his conch called Devadattam. And he is called Dhananjaya. Dhananjaya means one who is victorious, one who has conquered so much wealth. Dhananjaya, Arjuna, when Yudhishthira was trying to perform Raso Yajna, Arjuna went and he conquered so much wealth. So he was called Dhananjaya. But actually that is not a wealth. Because in this material world, what is wealth? Gaining some gold and gaining some land and cows, this is not real wealth. What is real wealth? Here, Dhananjaya is used. Why? Because here he is going to gain real wealth. That is Bhagavad Gita. He is going to gain real knowledge, the instructions by which he is going to gain Krishna himself. So these instructions are considered as the real wealth. So that's why he is called Dhananjaya. He is going to conquer the real wealth, or he is going to gain the real knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. And by means of this Bhagavad Gita, Rishikesha will control, will guide our senses to reach Madhava, that is the Supreme Lord Krishna. And then Bhima Karma Vrigodaraha, Bhima blows martial founder, and Ananta Vijayam Raja, Kunti Putra Yudhishthira. Very long name. Ananta Vijayam, Kunti Putra Yudhishthira, Raja. 3 words are used. He is Raja, he is king. He is always king. Who is king? It is not that you go and proclaim yourself as king. When people they start to select you as king, when the people they want you as a king, then you become a king. So here, Yudhishthira was loved by everyone. He was so affectionate. So everyone wanted him to be a king. That's why he is measured as king here. And then he's called Kunti Putra. Why it is called Kunti Putra? Because of Kunti Devi's so much tapasya, the Yudhishthira was God. So he is a fruit of Kunti Devi's tapasya. So Kunti Putra Yudhishthira. Yudhishthira means one who is not shaken, one who is steady in the war. In this war, many people will get shaken, but Yudhishthira will stay strong. That's why he's called Yudhishthira. When Vidura was explaining to Dhritarashtra, he said, Dhritarashtra, you are scared about Arjuna, maybe you are scared about Bhima, but I'm very scared about Yudhishthira. Why? Because when I see Yudhishthira's silence, I become very scared. That will kill everyone. Arjuna's bow and arrow or Bhima's Vajra may kill or may not kill, but definitely Yudhishthira's silence, Yudhishthira's respect will destroy everyone. So that's why it's called Yudhishthira Raja, Kunti Putro Yudhishthira. Then Nakula Sahadeva, they blow their conch called Sughosha and Manipushpaka. In this way, their conches are mentioned. Kashashcha Parameshvasa Shikan Gita Krishtadumno Viratascha Sarthagistavarajitaha Rupado Draupadeyascha Sarvesha Prithivipate Saupadrascha Mahabahu Shankan Tatmopadapratak. Then different conchals were mentioned, that Kashiraja, then Shikandi, and Drishtadumna, Virata, Satyaki, Drupada, Abhimanyu, all blow their conch in a different way. So here it is said Prithivipate. The Dhritarashtra is mentioned as Prithivipate. You are the king of this earth. If you wish, you could have stopped this war, but you didn't do that. Because of your negligence, because of your greediness, now this war is happening and there is no way to stop it. But you are the main reason, you are the main cause for this war. That's why it's called Prithivipate. It is mentioned here. Sagoshodatta Ashtrana Hridayandi Begaret Navascha Prativim Chaiva Tumulobhyanadayan. Then Sagoshodharta Ashtranam, when this sound of Pandavas, when it got united, it broke the hearts of the Kauravas. Dhartarashtranam Hridayani Vyadarayat, it broke their hearts into pieces. Navascha Prativim Chaiva Tumulobhyanadayan. The sound was so tumultuous. When Kaurava's sound were mentioned, the sound was just high. But when Pandava's sound came, it broke everyone's heart. Why? It did not break the hearts of Pandavas, but it broke the hearts of Kauravas. Why? Because the Lord is there, and if you are in Lord's side, then whatever problem comes, it will not affect you. You will be fearless. Abhayam. The devotee's first quality is Abhayam. He is not fearful. But if you are not with Lord, if Lord is not with you, to say in that way, then you are fearful always. So here people are fearful, always fearful. Why? Because Lord is not with them and they are also not with the Lord. But once if you are connected with the Lord, then you are fearless. That's why it's called Abhayam Shadvasam Suddhihi. So different people, they blow their different conches. And then the last shloka. Adabhyavasidan drishtva dhattarashtan kapidvajaha pravritte shastra sampade dhanuryudhyama pandava rishikesham tadavakkam vidam maha mahipate. Then the word is used Ata Shabda. Ata, it is a very auspicious sound to start any Shastra. So here Bhagavad Gita Shastra is going to get started. So that's why the first word is Ata. Ata Pratamo Adhyayaha. When you start Bhagavad Gita, we always say Ata Pratamo Adhyayaha. Ata Ato Brahma Jignasa. So all starts with Ata Shabda. So here also Ata Shabda is used to indicate that Bhagavad Gita, the Shastra is going to get started. Ata Vyavasidan Drishtva Dhartarashtan Kapidvajaha. Now Kapidvajaha is used. Hanuman is used. Hanuman is brought into this. Without devotee, nothing is purifying. So here Hanuman is used in the beginning of Bhagavad Gita Shastra also. That's an interesting story how Hanuman came inside the scene. When Arjuna was visiting Rameshwaram, once he was asking himself why Rama has to build bridges using stones. He could have used arrows to build the bridge. Then there was a small monkey, and the monkey said, these arrows will break anyway. If monkeys they started to walk, the Vanara Sainya, these arrows will break. Arjuna said, no, I can make a bridge where it will not break. Then he challenged. Then Arjuna said, okay, if I win, you have to become my servant. If you win, I will commit suicide. The monkey said, okay, well and good. Then Arjuna started to build an arrow with a bridge with an arrow. Then monkey just broke it very easily. Then again he tried. The monkey broke it. Then he was about to commit suicide. Then one small boy came, Brahmana boy came, and he said, no, you should not stop. You again try to build this arrow, build this bridge. Then he started to build this bridge again with an arrow. Then the monkey started to jump. It was not breaking. Then the monkey started to grow in the size and it was jumping up and down. It couldn't break. Then it doesn't know what to do. Then both of them, they were fighting in this way. Then the monkey, he could see that small boy as Ramachandra Murthy. And the Arjuna, he could see that small boy as Krishna. So both are similar person. And then the Krishna said, don't fight among yourself. Devotees should not fight like this. They should not have competition like this. You should serve each other. So as you have mentioned, you should now become servant of Arjuna. Then Hanuman said, okay, I will become his flag. Then he started to serve in this way. Kapidvajaha. So here again, the word Rishikesha is used, that Krishna, only he can make Arjuna or anyone to hear Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavad Gita was spoken in the war field. Bhagavad Gita was spoken among two grahasthas. Bhagavad Gita was spoken in such a disturbing place. Bhagavad Gita was spoken when Arjuna was not in his position to hear anything. But this Shastra was spoken. Only Lord can do that. And Lord actually successfully did this. So that's why he's called Rishikesha. He could gain the attention of Arjuna's senses, and he can impart this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. So with this, we'll stop here. Then tomorrow, we'll see what Arjuna is talking and then how this Bhagavad Gita starts to develop. From tomorrow, we'll start this session. So let me hear if you have any questions or comments, you can always ask me in the group or in the WhatsApp. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.